So I found some LED lighting in the dumpster at my work, and I just wanted to go through it and see if I could figure out how it works and if I can use it in my shop. Okay, here's the lighting. These things are pretty long, but they have little short sections in here. Some of the jumper wires are missing, and some of the little jumper connectors are busted off. I'll zoom you in. So these little boards are made by Eaton, and in the middle here there's a couple resistors, and then text that says 42 volt or 21 volt. So just trying to figure out, you know, kind of if they're going to be that voltage. I figure I'll take one of these out and plug it into my power supply and see if I can get it to work. These modules were configured in a series parallel network, so that they would, instead of 21 volts, they were two 21 volt modules, and then flipped around two more 21 volt modules to come up with like a 42 volt module. They were probably driving this off a PCM modulated, you know, DC voltage. 48 volt driver module was probably bad, and so those are going to be super expensive, and I still want to use these lights, so I'm going to reconfigure these to work off a power supply that I can build from scrap materials. I have this old circuit board from the UPS teardown I took the batteries out of to fix my daughter's go-kart. It's got some low voltage here with control signals, and then it's got the inverter stuff up here. I think the inverter stuff's what's bad with this thing, so I'm going to steal some of the AC power stuff here. So there's 4 good capacitors, some MOVs. These are kind of configured as a common mode rejection filter, so I'll probably take those, and these inductors I'll probably take, and I'm also looking at taking maybe some of these diodes over here. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm going to rip this stuff off the board. It's not going to be super easy to rip off the board because the back of the board is conformal coated. You can see it's all shiny because they basically sprayed plastic on it. So I got to get through that to get these things unsoldered, and I'll go ahead and get that done, and then I'll look at getting this all put in a box. I'm probably just going to take the AC, go through a old full-wave bridge rectifier that I had laying around, put a fuse in, and just come straight out as DC, using these capacitors and inductors to filter it even more. I did buy a box to put it all in, so there should be plenty of room to fit the full wave bridge rectifier in, and maybe a little circuit board with the parts that I pull off this board, and things should be. And then I got some cable clamps to clamp all the in and out connections. So let's get let's get to building this bad boy. This board seems to be like all I got is that kind of board. Got some of this. Might work better actually.
It's cold outside.
that's about what I was thinking it would be. So it's looking pretty much just like what I thought it would do and what I calculated it would do. Alright, got my new power supply I built with the stuff that the liquid electrical tape's still drying on. Got it hooked up to my variac back here, and then it all hooked up to the strips here. I'm going to crank up the variac and see what happens. Here we go. Got some light. So, looks like everything's working. So I put some resistors in line just because I didn't have the even number of panels that I needed. But it seems like that's going to work with my cobbled together power supply. And so, away we go. Alright, so this other one's got 2 dead panels. This one's completely dead and this one's about half dead. But I built this one with 2 in parallel down there at the bottom, so I can take one of those and then I won't have 2 in parallel here, so I should have enough panels to do this and then make it all work. And I just have to chop off some of the aluminum at one end or the other. So let's get cracking. Wiener. Got them all going off my power supply. Pretty cold actually. I'm only drawing half an amp. originally going to build a bracket and hang them on the bottom of these tracks here, but they were kind of long for that, and I was kind of thinking I tend to get one arm in there and get stuff out of there sometimes, so I thought they'd be in the way. And I was going to do that on each side, kind of pointing in, pointing down and in, to kind of flood the light. But I decided not to do that because I figured they'd be in the way. Already the tracks are in the way, so if I add more to the tracks, it would have been even worse. So I wound up just putting them on the ceiling. So I just put them on the ceiling there. I did rewire the cabling. You can see it just comes right up and goes right up there and over to my electronics box, and then into the power box that controls the light from the light switch. So there, she's all done.
watching. Please subscribe. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. I'm also on Patreon.